The doctor who just spoke addressed that somewhat. I would like to address it from the perspective of a person with a disability. In reality, there is no clear distinction between terminally ill and chronically ill or disabled, because as she stated, documentation tells us that it is extremely common for medical predictions of a short life expectancy to be wrong. There's overwhelming evidence that predictions of death are unreliable, especially 6 months out. Anyone mistakenly diagnosed as terminal will be vulnerable, even if they have many meaningful years of life ahead of them, such as people with new disabilities who are often misdiagnosed as terminally ill and who are apt to feel great despondency at first. Research also overwhelmingly shows that we later adapt very well and find great satisfaction in our lives, whether or not society feels that we're living a fate worse than death. Again, the research shows that people with disabilities rate our quality of life as higher than the general public. But our adaptation period takes a lot longer after we become disabled or diagnosed as chronically ill than the mere 2-week waiting period in this bill. In that early time before we learn how good our lives can be, it will be all too easy to make an irrevocable choice if assisted suicide is legal. This includes friends of mine who would be dead today had this bill been legal years ago, and they are very glad that it was not. This bill is deeply flawed, and California should reject it. Legalizing assisted suicide will distort the attitude of doctors towards their sickest patients and their patients with disabilities, and the patients will suffer for it. Legalizing assisted suicide would be dangerous and reckless. Again, on this bill, the choice for the few comes at too high a cost for the many, not only people with disabilities and people with chronic illness, people who are poor and don't have good health insurance or none at all, people of ethnic minority status who may be among the most vulnerable, and in fact, terminally ill people themselves. Given our dysfunctional healthcare system, our high rates of elder abuse, our alarming suicide levels, and significant economic inequality, this bill is bad medicine, and California should reject it. Thank you.